Yo, how's everyone doing? Welcome back for some more Forza Horizon 3. Today I'm sharing with you the 2013 Hyundai Genesis Coupe, and I'm going to start off by showing you the car in the Forza Vista, then I'm going to share with you some racing gameplay, and finally, we're going to end off with some free roam gameplay so you can hear the sounds of the car. But the first thing that I do want to say is that this is a beautiful car. Hyundai really did a good job with this thing. They designed it beautifully, and honestly the exterior I think looks just about perfect. I really like it. The wheels, the spoiler, the design of the taillights and the headlights, everything looks really good, and the inside also looks very nice. And the thing that kind of surprised me though was I actually really like the sounds of this thing. I didn't think it would be anything amazing. I mean, it's in the B class, it doesn't make that much power, and not that amazing of a car, but it really does sound good. It has a nice sound, and although it's nothing astonishing, it just sounds nice, and it's fun to drive because of that, and also because the performance is actually really good on this thing as well. Now I think there's two things that I do not like about this car. The first thing is the launch, because first gear is really short, and that's actually the second thing is the gearing. Overall the gears are just a little bit too short, but the launch you get a lot of wheel spin in first gear, and first gear is also just so short, so the launch just feels like complete crap. But besides that, I actually really like everything about this car. Yes, the gearing's a little bit short, and first and second can be a little bit annoying, but that's not something that we can't fix by doing some upgrading with the transmission, and everything else that, like I said, is very good. The grip on this thing after you get out of first gear is absolutely fantastic. This is a really grippy rear-wheel drive car, and that's something that's always very nice. The acceleration also feels very good on this thing, and it feels good throughout all of the gears. Even going into 6th gear, obviously 6th gear feels the slowest and starts to feel a little bit sluggish because this is a 6-speed transmission, but I was very impressed with how the first 5 gears you really feel like you're pulling hard the whole time, so the car never really feels sluggish, and it tops out, I think it's about 180, which is really good for the B class, and overall just the way it feels in terms of speed, it's very nice. But the handling is also very good on this car. It has absolutely no problem going around turns, it's very responsive, and that also makes the car feel very good to drive. Now the braking is okay, it's not amazing, but it's not bad, it's very manageable, and overall this car is just a ton of fun to drive. I don't know why, because it's not super fast. We are in the B class, it is rear-wheel drive, but it's pretty much at the top of the B class, and I was kind of curious, like, is this car competitive being at the top of the B class? And it actually somewhat is. I think my leaderboard position was around 700 after racing with this thing, which is really good considering that it's a stock car, but it is stock at the top of the class, so it does make sense, and it should be there. It should be competitive in the B class, and it is, but there's certainly cars that are faster. My 944 is way faster if you just look at the 0 to 100, but this thing feels very good to drive. It is pretty quick. It does shift fast, but the gears, like I said, I don't like how first and second gear are so short and close together, because the acceleration on this thing is pretty good overall. Like I mentioned, the first 5 gears feel very good, and even 6th gear feels pretty good, but overall I'm really liking this car, and I like it in the B class because it is somewhat competitive, but I may fool around with an A class tune, make it a little bit faster, and see what we can do with that. But let me know what you think of the Hyundai Genesis. But as always, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to leave you with some free roam gameplay after the rest of this racing gameplay so you can really hear the sounds of this car. And like I said, they're not amazing, but it just sounds really nice, and it's really relaxing to drive this thing, to cruise around with it, and it's a ton of fun to race. But have a wonderful rest of your day. I really hope you enjoy the rest of this gameplay, and I'll talk to y'all again very soon. Peace out.
Mm-hmm.